Hey, it's Tim Ringgold, and here is another app to make your life more relaxed. All right. Hello, everyone. Here we are with the app of the month review. It's called Relax Melodies, and it is a wonderful tool for helping to chill out. I'll give you a little bit of backstory about it in the demo. But what this app does is, first of all, let's talk about what it's available on. It's available on iPad, iPhone, and Android. Yay! Android users, you feel included this month. I know. And again, just a quick disclaimer. I don't personally have any Android devices. I have all iOS, Mac devices, computer, tablet, phone. So my bias is just based on what my experience is. But I will show throughout this series products that are available on both platforms, or really all three, because iOS does discriminate, as we've seen. Sometimes apps are only available on the iPad and not even for the iPhone in the iOS world. So I'm not sure if it's like that for Android or not, because I'm not on Android. So, all right, disclaimers aside, Relax Melodies, wonderful relaxation app that's available on all three platforms. Basically, it's a giant relaxing sound and meditation library. And I'll show you in the demo that there are lots of different relaxing sounds that you can listen to and select and mix, as well as there are meditations that you can follow. You can use preset combinations that are created by other users, or you can make your own. Pretty simple to do so. The guided meditations are really cool. There's lots of different uses for their guided meditations, so you can check those out, including ones based on a sleep routine. So if you struggle with sleep and getting down and falling asleep, they have a very large area of the app dedicated just to that. And there are routines, timers, and alarms to help you wake and sleep. This app functions almost like a modern clock radio, except that it's not radio, it's meditations and sounds. And then lastly, my favorite thing, free with in-app purchases for more sounds. The sounds they give you to start out are great. The quality is just as good as the sounds you pay for. The library is just a lot smaller. So, pony up the money and you have a full sound library and you get to enjoy. So let's go and see what it looks like on the actual device. And here is Relax Melodies. Relax Melodies is an app that I first saw when I was attending a self-care CMTE, which is like a continuing ed class for music therapists. And the music therapist that was leading the training was actually using this app to help us do relaxation. And a number of us were like, what's that app? That's beautiful. And that's when she told us about it. And, like anything else, you sometimes find out about apps just through a friend or a colleague. So that's why I'm passing this on, because I was really grateful for that recommendation that day. It's a sound library. So what you're looking at here are all individual different samples. And when you play any one of them by themselves, we'll start with the sounds. You get just a nice audio sample, which you can then combine with as many different sounds as you want to create your own custom soundscape. If you want to turn them off, you can just click them again, like that. Now, here's what's really cool, is that the app has a mixer. So let's just add 3 of these. I really like Eternity. If you look at the bottom of the app, you'll see pause, save mix, mixer profile. When I click on the mixer, now it shows me all of the running samples and their relative volumes. So I can mess around with the volume of any of them. And then if I want to close them out from here, I can do it from here as well. or I can just clear all of them. Pretty cool. There is an initial bank of sounds that the app comes with for free. And if you're like me and you want more, there's an in-app purchase and you can get quite a library. I'm going to scroll this by and it just, it's probably not even going to show all of them because it probably can't keep up. But there's, I don't know how many there are. There's a lot. But what's really cool is that the app recently updated and it organized them. So instead of having the whole thing there just randomly, you can select by type. So there's animal, and that will pull up all of your different animal sounds. So I know my daughter, she's partial to cat purring and wolf. And then I also know that she likes campfire mixed in. All right, so that's something that she's built for herself. So the way I did that so easily is I just looked over at nature. Oh, and there's all the nature samples, right? And that's how I was able to pull up campfire. And then I knew that she liked wolf and cat purring. So this makes selecting sounds a lot easier. Some sounds for baby. There's isochronic and binaural beats that you can use. I'm not going to get into what those are. If you want to Google those, it's a whole nother world of science and sound. Not necessarily music per se. So I'm going to kind of skip over those. But then there's city sounds, why anyone would want that. Hey, maybe you're a city dweller and you're going somewhere and it's quiet and you literally are so normalized to city noise that you need some sound. I know lots of people actually in treatment that I work with, clients who need some sort of sound or else they freak out. There's also different music samples. Like I said, there's nature, there's water. Now, if that doesn't tell you that water is inherently relaxing to humans, that it has its own subset under nature, and then even white noise. And the wise Alec in me, it sees that there's brown noise and pink noise, and I'm sure there's a perfectly good explanation for what those are, but it just cracks me up, So anyhow, we've got all of them, and those are just the sounds. So you can build any kind of soundscape you want. You can also save your mix. And you can play and pause at the bottom. Now, up at the top, if you look, it says sounds, moves, meditations, discover, and timers. So moves is actually a whole new thing that Relax Melodies is all about, which is a systematic slow down of the body at bedtime. So if you're somebody who really struggles with going to sleep, they have a very fascinating process that they walk you through where you go through a standing 8-minute stretch and movement with your pillow. And then it moves into a sitting process, then a resting process, followed by a sleeping process to take you step by step all the way down to sleep if that's something that you struggle with. Quite impressed by that, and they've invested a lot in it, so pretty interesting. Haven't tried it myself. I'm not somebody who struggles to fall asleep at night. In addition to that, there are meditations that are in here that you can, they're guided meditations within each category that you can download and listen to. Pretty cool. And then you don't have to reinvent the wheel. There are lots of pre-existing sound banks that people have made, soundscapes, and you can just click on them and not have to worry about building it yourself. Right? Why do the work if you like what someone else has done? Just use it. I appreciate very much the subtle social psychology of what they've done here. If you look closely, you'll see the hearts underneath each one, and they show different numbers of likes, that number of people who have liked that mix. So you can just see some of them are really popular. And so, oh, cool, I'll just pick something that's really popular because chances are people dig it. Eternity is by far and away my favorite sample in this entire app. I could listen to this app, no joke, for eternity, and I have listened to that one sample. It never gets old for me. So now, in addition to just picking other people's sound banks, we have timers. And this is the section we'll finish up with. So there's a clock. So you can just use this as a clock, and you can change the brightness. Now, I'm showing you this right now on my iPad, but this also works on the iPhone, right? As I mentioned, I'm not going to show you the iPhone. It's identical, so it's not worth showing both. Bedtime's really cool. I'm going to show my age here. I now recognize that, it's between the stretching I have to do for my shoulder and the nighttime therapy I do for my body with our pulsed electromagnetic frequency mat, that I have about a 30-minute wind down, including brushing and flossing, right? It's a solid 30 minutes for me every night, from the moment I walk into my bedroom to the moment I get into bed, right? So I was kind of slow to this realization. And I used to think like, I want to go to sleep at 10. Well, I got to go into my bedroom at 10 to go to sleep. And then as a shock, it would be like 10:15, 10:20 before I'm getting, actually into bed. And I'd be like, where'd that time go? That may be like funny to you. Like my wife laughs at me. She can't understand why that's challenging. But I do know that some people don't put two and two together in certain categories as well as others. So this app sends you a reminder when it's time to go to bed. I need like reminders to stop working. Once I'm working, I'm in gear. I don't want to stop. And I need reminders to go to bed. If that's something that's valuable to you, well, lucky you, they'll do it. And then they have timers to turn off the app. So let's say that I want the app to run for 30 minutes while I'm falling asleep. And then I don't want it running all night, so it'll turn off, and you can adjust that. And then also there's an alarm on here, so you can edit the alarm as well. So it's nice to be able to, it's like a timer on your clock radio, and a lot of these sounds, like, it's funny. My clock radio has a lot of this basic functionality right here in it. It's got nature sounds. I wake up to waves in the morning, like crashing on the beach. That's the sound I wake up to. That's the function of my clock. This app has taken a lot of what my clock does and turned it into software. So when my clock eventually dies, Lord knows I've had it forever, I'll probably just have this on my nightstand. Who knows? So there you go. That's Relax Melodies. So once again, we've got great sounds of all different types. We've got a crazy, awesome way to go to bed. These, if you're somebody who's got too much energy, there are guided meditations. There are pre-existing soundscapes already, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And then, of course, timers. So pretty cool. I highly recommend it because it's free, again. So it's great to just explore. And then if you like it, download the extra sounds. So yeah, there you go. Hope you've enjoyed this. And let me know if you've downloaded it, what you think of it. Hey, thanks for checking out the review. Make sure to like and subscribe below, and leave a comment. Let me know if you've tried this app before. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? And then also let me know if there are any apps that you've used to either make music and or relax to music that you'd like reviewed or just to share with the community. All right. We'll see you next time.